Happy Friday, everybody. Today we are looking at the ConCor Autoracks. Okay, a couple weeks back before the holiday season, I did a empty wallet Wednesday about making these things run a little more reliable, and it entailed adding some weight to these things, and I do still feel that is important to getting these things to run well. Now, I used what I had laying around, which happened to be a nickel for each end. It turns out to be just the right amount of weight. However, the lower the center of gravity, the more reliable these are going to be for you. However, before we get into the absolute reliability of these things, it is important to know that when you buy these, more than likely they are coming with old ConCor wheel sets and Rapido couplers. So keep that in mind when you're looking for these. You're probably going to have to spend some money and upgrade the wheel sets that are underneath them. If they come with the microtrains pre-installed, you're not totally out of the woods yet either. There might be some considerations to make, but let's go ahead and get an up-close look at a couple of these just to see what you get for your money. And then we will talk about making sure these things are reliable and will run on any layout. So these are some of the biggest pieces of rolling stock you're going to have on your layout, and so little difficult to get on camera, but ConCor stuff is notorious for being so-so when it comes to quality, and these are no exception. However, they are the cheapest possible option you're going to find for Autoracks that aren't Amtrak. I really wish Cato would come out with some more different varieties of road names, road numbers, that type of thing for their Autoracks. I hope to get some in for review pretty soon, but they definitely hit a better price point than some of these older ConCor ones do. However, for the time being, unless you're running Amtrak Autoracks and are okay with them, these are the cheapest option you're going to find for just standard, TTX, Burlington Northern, Union Pacific, NS, whatever you're looking for. This is about the only way you're going to find them affordable. I've got quite a few of these at this point. Like I said, I am trying to up my intermodal game, and Autoracks are definitely a part of that. Now, this BNSF is, I believe, what they call a conversion. It's on like an 89-foot flat car. I'm not sure if that's the way they all are or not, but it's got the dual color. Some of them come painted all as one color, but you can see here it's got the yellow bottom. But anyway, up close and personal when you're taking a look at this thing, the level of quality isn't super good. Handrails and stuff like that are pretty thick, but these things are bulky and will take a beating. The side panels are okay. The ConCor paint actually is pretty well detailed, and like down here you can see that the words are legible. That is pretty decent, really, for the price point that these are trying to come in at. And as you make your way down, like I say, everything's pretty well legible. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and pull the BN one off here. All right, let's go ahead and roll one of the Union Pacific ones through here. Same idea, same general level of quality, just a different color. Also note silver roof instead of white on this. That is some of the things that you could maybe swap around with some other ones to make things look a little different. Yeah, I've seen silver, white, and I think tan roofs in my travels, and we will just zoom up here. Here's my other Union Pacific. Just a slightly different side panel there. Again, same level of detail, pretty nice. Nothing to write home about. So let's talk about reliability on these units. Here's the thing. As long as the person you bought them from, or you knew what you were doing putting the the wheel sets on them, they're generally pretty good runners, even without weight installed. Where you'll run into an issue is up and down pretty decent grades, especially grades in corners. These things will have a tendency to tip in just a little bit. If there's not enough weight in them and you have a relatively significant load behind them, they will just tip over. Kind of a thing with some of the longer cars. So you really do need to get the weight pre-installed in these things, and they will run substantially better. If you don't have a whole lot of grades or relatively tight turns, you'll probably be okay. I don't have anything sharper than 12 3/4 on my layout. These will run just fine through that. They do not have body mounted couplers, so they tend to track pretty well. I would think if you had body mount couplers on these, there would be some issues getting alignment to function properly, especially in the tighter radiuses. But everything on my layout, these things function just fine. However, you really do need to make sure that you have your wheel game on point. And some of the things you need to look at, I've got my NS1 here with the wheel set off. Either you need to trim the little button that holds the wheel set on, or you need to drill out the hole right here. Most of the ConCor cars that I have ran into do not have the proper depth for the pin to bottom all the way out and fully retain the wheel set properly. It allows a little too much wiggle in the wheel set and can cause these things to flop just a little bit too much. And that will lead to too much tipping in a corner, and again, they will tip completely over if there is a significant load behind them. So definitely either want to carefully drill those out or just nip a little bit off of the end of your pin if that is more comfortable for you. If you do nip that off, you probably are going to want to glue it in place. Less area for friction there. But the other thing you really need to pay attention to is getting the gap between the coupler and the frame, I'm not sure if you can see that there, as tight as you can. And what that requires doing is using these shims that come along with your Microtrains wheel sets. Now, if someone already did this and you bought that from them, double check that they have at least one shim installed. I've never seen one that required less than one shim. However, I have ran into a couple of them that required two. And I'm not sure if it's runs or what have you, but some of them have slightly different depths of this standoff right here. So really make sure that you get the proper distance between the wheel set and the frame. And note these wheel sets, the coupler stands up above the wheel frame there. So you want to make sure that is as flat as possible and parallel with the bottom of this car. And if you do that, you get your spacing just fine. These are absolutely super reliable. You will not have derailing. Matter of fact, they even push pretty well through turnouts, which is really odd for really long cars. I have backed, I think I've got 7 of these all put together. I've backed them through 2 or 3 turnouts into my yard, and they all track perfectly well. So honestly, ConCor did an excellent job designing the whole body of this so it functions properly through these things. And if you do your proper Microtrains conversion and you've got that little extra weight in there, you can't go wrong with these things. They do function super well. So, alrighty, so I just wanted to go ahead and take a look at these before we progress further into my Autorack review schedule. Like I said, I wanted to get some Katos, and I recently picked up some Intermountains. They've been excellent, and I really want to talk about them. I just need to get some more testing done. I will be selling a couple of these off, so if you'd like to purchase some of them, they will probably be in my February yard sale. I've got, I think, a Union Pacific, a CSX, and an NS that I have double road numbers on. I probably will be selling those off in a lot, so keep a lookout for those. That will help further, finance reviews going forward. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. Enjoy your ConCor Autoracks. I have really enjoyed these, and have a good rest of your week. Bye now.